fourth. So
Oh,
from first to fourth, I've learned that only past tense, future tense. So
very,
no, I know it.
okay, very good. Others are also learning better, but everybody still doesn't know. You are a good, hardworking girl, that's why you know. Good girl.
Yeah.
So, shall we start? There's nobody else who's come, so we'll start. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you
Yes, ma'am.
attend Sir's class yesterday at 8?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that a good time?
Yes, ma'am.
So, maths, I think he will take like that only. Okay. So, let's see this. Let's watch the video because I know you
1.2.
can.
Who's the greatest? How much I miss my grandma's tales. When I was very young, every night my grandma used to narrate me stories of fairies, knights, demons, kings, and princes. As I grew a little older, reading stories became my favorite pastime. Those days, I enjoyed reading Aesop's fables, children's fiction, and Akbar Birbal stories too.
Let me see. What is Harshal trying to do? Where is he?
Ma'am, at home only.
Why isn't he joining? He's calling.
Ma'am, I don't know.
So, till now you've understood, no? So, this is just a base that she's creating. I don't know. Something is wrong with my phone also. It doesn't even show me who's ringing up. Yes, Harshal.
I don't get the link.
Why? I have already sent it. Yukti has joined.
I don't get only.
Why? It's already there in eSchool 6.
No, ma'am.
You refresh again.
Okay, ma'am.
Huh. Okay, sorry. Aparajita is also coming. Just let her also join Yukti. Otherwise they'll miss because the lesson is just starting. Aparajita did not attempt the quiz, I think. I have to check now who all have attempted.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Did you attempt the quiz, Aparajita? The link of which I had sent on the group? Aparajita, did you attempt that quiz?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you attempt it? Did you get full marks? You did not inform me. I had told you to inform me once you've done it. Okay, we are doing this lesson now. Who's the greatest? So listen to the video. Mute yourself.
Emperor Akbar, or Akbar the Great, is known as one of the greatest rulers in the world, not just because he had a vast empire,
Okay, Yukti, I would like you to read.
stories, rulers in the world, not just because he had a vast.
Read this.
Emperor Akbar or Akbar the Great is known as one of the greatest rulers in the world, not just because he had a.
Because he had a. So, this you've understood? So, look at all this. This is the Mughal Empire, which was very huge. He had spread it in India. Oh, Not just because he had a.
Empire, a very strong army, untold wealth, but because he was a good human being.
So, why was he so popular or famous? Why was he known as a great leader? Because
He has a good empire. Vast empire.
not only because he had a vast empire, but
He has a strong a good human being. Untold wealth.
yes, he had a strong army, untold wealth, and he was a good human being. Untold wealth. What does untold wealth mean?
Ma'am means he had too much gold.
Yes, too much wealth, lots of money. He was very rich. Yes, absolutely right. Now, the next two sentences, Aparajita will read.
He cared for his subjects.
Read, read.
He cared for his subjects.
Read, Aparajita. Aparajita.
He cared for his subject.
What does it mean? Subjects. He cared for his subjects. Which subjects are we talking about here?
Sir, ma'am, artists, scholars,
Okay.
writers.
So, subjects, which means, so he's talking about the people in his kingdom. The people in the kingdom are called subjects, which could be artists, writers, authors, players, whatever. They could be soldiers, they could be cooks, whosoever, they could be farmers. So, whosoever was a part of his kingdom is called the subject. Okay, so they are the subjects of the king. Okay, understood? Aparajita?
Yes, ma'am.
Aparajita, did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so अगला sentence भी आप पढ़ोगे?
He had great respect for scholars, writers, poets, and artists belonging to different religions.
Okay, so this is what Harshal was saying, that these are the subjects. But not only these, everybody in the kingdom is a subject. Read this, Aparajita.
Yes, ma'am. He had great respect
Ma'am, my
for.
turn.
After Aparajita.
He had great respect for scholars, writers, poets, and artists belonging to different religions.
Very good. So this is because he was a very good human being. So he had great respect for all these people, even if they were from different religions. He was himself a Muslim, he was a Mughal emperor, but he respected everyone from all religions because he was a good human being. That is why he was Akbar the Great. Okay?
Ma'am, Akbar was the Mughal emperor.
Yes. He was the Mughal emperor.
And ma'am, Birbal.
Birbal was one of his courtiers. He was his advisor, you can say, in the court. All emperors used to have a big courtroom in which there were people from different areas, some for advice, some for the army, some for all the different areas. So Birbal was one of his courtiers and the most intelligent courtier. So let's go ahead. Now is your turn, Harshal, to read. First, let's go ahead.
He was a patron of art and culture, meaning a person who appreciated, supported, and encouraged art and culture.
Okay, read it.
Ma'am, patron means?
Read it. You will understand what patron means. And you write down the meaning yourself. Read it, Harshal. You will just understand
Yes,
after
ma'am.
reading this sentence.
He was a patron of art and culture, meaning a person who appreciated, supported, and encouraged and art and culture.
So what does patron mean now? What does patron mean? You can be a patron of anything. He was a patron of art and culture, which means what? The answer is given in the sentence. Yukti, tell me. What does it mean?
He appreciated the art.
He appreciated, आगे क्या है? Supported and encouraged.
Supported and encouraged art and that's culture.
So a person who supports, appreciates and encourages a particular field is a patron of. If somebody can be a patron of sports, so which means he appreciates sports, he supports sports, he encourages sports. And Akbar was a patron of art and culture. Is it clear now, Yukti?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, Also, uh, oh,
The 9 gems or Navratnas in his court were famous.
read this, Harshal.
Yes, ma'am. The 9 gems of Navratnas in the court
Famous.
were famous.
So which means what did he have in his court? He had
Ma'am, what do you mean by Navratnas?
Nav. That's it. What I'm explaining. Navratnas means Ratan means
Navratna means the 9 famous peoples in his court.
court. Yes. So Ratna means, what does Ratna mean? Ratna means
The
a
people, famous peoples.
no. Ratan means a precious stone is called a ratan, like diamonds, like pearls, like rubies. Those are ratans. So he used to call these 9 people in his court the 9 ratnas. So they were the most precious people in his court. The 9 ratans, Navratans. Okay? So any precious stone is called a ratan. And now he has given this name to his, they are very precious people, special people. The 9 ratans who were very famous. Understood?
Yes.
Harshal, did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Aparajita, what about you? Aparajita, did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Now it's Yukti's turn.
Many people believe that of these 9 gems, Birbal was the closest to the emperor's heart.
Okay. Read.
Many people believe that of these 9 gems, Birbal was the closest to the emperor's heart.
Of these 9 gems means among this of का meaning यहाँ पे क्या है?
From
Of
these
है
9 Navratnas, Birbal was the closest to the emperor's heart.
yes, out of
More
these.
than that, 8 Ratnas.
The rest were 8 ratnas and 9th was the most special ratna who was Birbal. He was the closest to his heart. Read the next sentence also.
Akbar loved to pose meaning, ask interesting questions or problems in his court.
Okay. Read this, Yukti.
Akbar loved to pose meaning, ask interesting questions or problems in his court.
What does this mean? Akbar loved to pose meaning.
Means he loved to ask the courtiers that questions, interesting questions. He loved to ask his courtiers interesting questions.
Yes, he used to pose. You pose a question means you ask a question which had different meanings. So he loved to do that. And he used to keep testing his courtiers by asking those questions. And every time Birbal would succeed. So that is why he was the closest to him. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Now it is Aparajita's turn.
And Birbal never failed to come up with an equally interesting answer.
And Birbal never failed to come up with.
What does failed mean? Failed to come up. Come up means to give. So he used to ask interesting questions, different types of questions, and Birbal never failed to come up with an equally.
He didn't give up. He didn't give up.
He did not give up. Very good. Or he always gave a very interesting answer.
Answers which Akbar was asking.
He used to answer which Akbar used to like the answers that he gave.
Funny answers.
Not necessarily intelligent answers. He used to give him intelligent answers. Okay, Aparajita?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll go ahead now. Agla sentence bhi Aparajita will read.
We don't know whether all the Akbar and Birbal stories that we hear today have any basis in history. They have
Oh, read.
Yes.
Wait.
and Birbal stories that we hear today have any basis in history.
Ah, read it.
Yes, ma'am. We do not know whether all the Akbar and Birbal stories that we heard today have any basic in history.
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 In history. Very good. So we don't know. What does it mean?
Mm, mm,
Yes, what does this sentence mean? Ki we are
नहीं
not.
अपना
We are
अपना काम
not
करना
sure whether they are actually true or not. But we all hear Akbar and Birbal stories. Whether they are actually true or not, whether they have any basis in history means whether they are true or they are not true, we are not very sure. Okay?
okay, ma'am.
Okay. Now we have a new student today. What is your name, bete?
मैम
हाँ,
मैम जी उत्कर्ष
what is your name?
मैम माय नेम इज
Utkarsh.
यस मैम
Utkarsh. Okay. So we have Utkarsh here today. So after Harshal, Utkarsh will read. तब तक mute रखोगे Utkarsh? Okay. So now it is Harshal's turn to read. Harshal, read.
They have been
Yes,
handed
ma'am.
down over generations, mainly by word of mouth.
Read.
They have been handed down over generation, mainly by word or of mouth.
So what does it mean? They have been handed down means we have been hearing these stories handed down. Grandmother told, mother told, her grandchildren, we will tell our grandchildren. So they are being handed down generation after generation. Okay? How?
Yes, ma'am.
Mainly by word of mouth. What does this mean? Mainly by word of mouth. What does that mean, Harshal?
Means they tell the story of Akbar. It is called the word of mouth.
Yes, so you tell and you keep the stories keep on passing on and on. Good. Okay, good.
Here are two of them.
Here are two of them. So we'll start with the story. Okay, let's start with Utkarsh. So the first story, let Utkarsh
One
start.
day, the emperor entered the court with a very serious expression on his face.
Okay, read this, Utkarsh. Utkarsh, read it.
one day the employer entered the court.
Emperor, bete, emperor is the king of a big kingdom. Emperor, we are talking about Akbar the Great, the emperor. So this is emperor. Now read it.
Emperor the court, a very serious expression on his face.
हाँ, the court बेटे COURT court is जो भी उसका दरबार होता है emperor का राजा का दरबार is the court and the people in the court are the courtiers. Okay, so
Okay, ma'am.
now tell me, what does this mean? What happened? Read the full sentence and tell me the meaning in English.
One day the emperor entered the court with a very serious expression on his face. एक दिन वो अपने दरबार में गए जो बहुत सीरियस थे. उनके फेस पे बहुत सीरियस कंडीशन थी.
मतलब वो बहुत सीरियस रुआब में he was very serious, he was not smiling at all. Who was not smiling? The emperor had a serious expression on his face. Okay, we I think got another student also today. I don't know where she is. Anyway, आगे पढ़ेंगे. Another sentence, Utkarsh, you'll read.
As soon as he was seated, he said that he had a question for all the people present in the court.
Okay, read it, Utkarsh.
As soon as he was seated, he said that
seated, SEAT, seat, ED, seated.
seated. As soon as he was seated, he said that he had a question for all the people present in the court.
So what does it mean, Utkarsh? What does it mean? Can you try to explain in English only? Try, bete. You should be able to do it. Try to explain in English. So what happened when he entered? As
उन्होंने
soon
मैम बोला, उन्होंने सबको बोला, उनसे क्वेश्चन किया कि सब लोग क्या कहते हैं आना, सब हर व्यक्ति हर पीपल आना, वो दरबार में प्रेजेंट होना मैम.
नहीं ये नहीं है इसका मीनिंग. As soon as he was seated, what does it mean? As soon as it, जैसे ही वो बैठे, when he sat down, he said, what did he say? That he had a question for all the people present in the court. जो भी लोग कोर्ट में बैठे हैं उनके लिए उनके पास एक सवाल है, because that is what he was famous for. He used to ask his courtiers lots of questions, जिसमें से सबसे ज़्यादा interesting जवाब जो देता था, that was Birbal, who used to give the answers. Okay, so this,
Yep.
did you understand now? So as soon as, when जैसे ही वो बैठे तुरंत, he said he had a question, and he had a very serious expression on his face. He had a question for all the people present in the court. Okay, next Yukti, your turn to read.
He
Yes, ma'am.
further added that what should be the punishment for someone who pulls his mustache?
Oh, so now look at the question that he's asking.
That what should be the punishment for someone who pulls his mustache?
Okay, read this, Yukti.
He further added that what should be the punishment for someone who pulls his mustache?
Mustache. What is a mustache?
Daddy.
No, mooch. This is.
Okay, mooch.
Haan.
Yes.
Dari is here. Like Virat
Yes,
Kohli
sir.
has dari. Beard. That is beard. B-E-A-R-D, beard.
Yes, ma'am.
Mustache is mooch. So what
Yes,
is he
sir.
asking? What question did he ask?
What should be the punishment who pulls his mustache?
So what punishment should I? So if you go and pull the mustache of the emperor, what should be the punishment for that person? Read the next.
Ma'am,
Huh?
his son pulls his mustache. Birbal says that.
Wait, we will reach that later. We'll reach that. Yes, not son, somebody else. But yes, somebody like that only. So we'll reach there also. Quickly we'll finish. It's only 7 minutes.
The
we
court
did.
was stunned, meaning shocked.
Okay, read this. Read this.
Meaning shocked.
The court was stunned, meaning shocked.
So what means shocked?
Means आश्चर्यचकित.
No, आश्चर्यचकित तो ठीक है बच्चे. Write down, everybody. So just write down the date first. 14. I haven't been writing down the words. So who is the greatest? And we are writing the difficult words right now. And the first one was patron. Second is stunned. Third is as a phrase, as soon as. What else was there which was difficult? Any words that you remember? Anybody? Anybody remembers any other words? So what does patron mean? Tell me.
Ma'am, the person who appreciates the subject, who appreciates, supports and encourages.
Appreciates, supports and encourages. And encourages a field, any field. It could be art and culture, it could be sports, it could be science, it could be anything. Okay, patron. What does stunned mean? What does stunned mean? उत्कर्ष लिखो आप भी कॉपी पे. Everybody has to write these words. Stunned means shocked. What does that mean?
shocked,
हाँ, आश्चर्यचकित. As युक्ति said, आश्चर्यचकित. सब लोग किस चीज से स्टन हो गए? What were they? And as soon as mean immediately after. Immediately after. जैसे ही वो बैठा, as soon as he sat down, जैसे ही. Okay, handed down, and then there was another one, by word of mouth. Yes, Harshal, tell me, what does handed down mean and by word of mouth? Yes, Harshal? Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
What does handed down mean?
Handed down means you have hand
To
down.
pass on.
Pass on from
Stories. Yes.
generation.
Pass on from generation to generation. By word of mouth means by
But I have said that, ma'am.
by telling. By telling.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
By telling.
Very good. So all these words you should note down. Now next we will. Everybody was stunned. They were shocked. Imagine, can anybody go and pull the mustache of a person? Of a king, of an emperor?
Pull the emperor's mustache? It was unheard of.
Okay, Aparajita, you have to read.
Meaning shocked. Pull the emperor's mustache? It was unheard of.
Read, Aparajita.
Yes, ma'am. Fool the emperor.
Nahin.
Emperor.
Now imagine mustache. You tell me there are exclamation marks after this, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So how will you read it? Have to be full of emotion or shock. They were shocked. So you have to read it that way. Read it.
Yes, ma'am. Pull the emperor's mustache. If was unheard of.
We have to repeat this. Harshal, can you read it?
Yes, ma'am. Pull the emperor's mustache. It was unheard of.
Okay, let's hear Utkarsh read it. Then finally you will hear me read it. Utkarsh, read it.
yes, ma'am. Pull the emperor mouster. It was unheard of.
Okay, Yukti, can you read it?
Pulls the emperor's mustache. It was unheard of.
Better. So everybody has read it in a different way. And bete, this word is mustache. Write down the mustache. M-O-U-S-T-A-C-H-E. अब मुझे पता नहीं. Let's see whether it is mustache or mustache. इसकी pronunciation देख लेते हैं. क्योंकि मैं भी बीच में confuse हो जाती हूँ. Pronunciation. Let us hear the pronunciation of this word. Read. सुनो सब लोग ध्यान से.
Mustache.
Mustache. It's not mustache. It's mustache. What is it?
Mustache.
Mustache. What is it?
Mustache.
Tell
Mustache.
me. Mustache. Everybody repeat.
Mustache.
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 हाँ. Spelling देखो कितनी अलग है. Spelling है M-O-U-S-T-A-C-H-E. इसका मतलब क्या होता है? मूछ. Or hair on the upper lip. अपर लिप, दिस इज द अपर लिप। तो इसके ऊपर जो बाल होते हैं, मस्टाश, इसको मैं हिंदी में लिखती हूँ, मस्टाश, ऐसे करके इसकी प्रोनाउंसिएशन आएगी, मस्टाश। ओके ओके, नाउ लेट मी रीड इट फॉर यू। I think Yukti read it the best. Pull the emperor. When you are stunned, you are shocked. इतने कि कैसे कोई खींच सकता है उसकी मूंछ? Pull the emperor's mustache? It was unheard of. Okay? So this is how you have to read it. Pull the emperor's mustache? It was unheard of. So that expression has to come. Okay, Aprajita? Everybody. Next sentence also Aprajita will read.
One nobleman exclaimed that he should be flogged, meaning beaten hard.
Okay, read.
Yes, ma'am. One nobleman exclaimed that he should be flogged, meaning beaten hard.
So what does this sentence mean now? पिछला सेंटेंस तो था कि अरे कौन खींचेगा उसकी, ऐसी बात तो हो ही नहीं सकती। फिर एक नोबल मैन ने, वो जो उसके नवरत्न थे उनमें से एक ने क्या बोला? एक्सक्लेम्ड, मतलब खूब जोश में बोलना, एक्सक्लेम्ड। सो वील राइट एक्सक्लेम्ड। टू स्पीक with emotion, with high emotion. उसने exclaim किया, मतलब जोश में बोला, जोश में बोलना। He should be flogged. What does flogged means? बताओ, what does flogged mean, Aparajita? He should be flogged. What does...
I can say that.
No, wait, let Aprajita say.
Hanging.
नहीं, let me say. हाँ. What does flogged mean, Aprajita?
Yes, ma'am.
What does flogged mean?
Flogged mean
Read the sentence again, you will understand. Read it again.
one nobleman exclaimed that he should be flogged, meaning beaten hard.
So what does flogged mean? Meaning उसे दिया हुआ है meaning flogged का. Who can tell me?
मैम कोड,
Beaten
मैम
hard.
कोड
English में जवाब दो, English.
Ma'am, beaten hard.
Yes, beaten hard. कोड़े मारना, beaten hard.
Yes, and hang him.
No, not hang. Beat him, beaten hard. In the sentence only they have given the meaning. Should be flogged, meaning beaten hard. So the meaning of flogged is beaten. Beaten hard. One is beaten. You can just slap a person also, or hit him on. But to beat hard is means to flog. Beaten hard. Himanshu, where have you been for so long, bete? And you are joining the class now. By chance, if abhi ye class 40 minutes mein band ho jayegi, you can
Because I'm late for tuition.
Oh, you are going for tuition. That is why. So why did you join the class at 8 o'clock yesterday? There was a class at
Yes.
8 p.m. Did you join that?
No, ma'am.
So that time you don't have tuition. Why didn't you join that time then?
Yes, ma'am. There was a class of maths.
Yes, there was a maths class at 8 o'clock yesterday. Now whenever there is a class at 8, you should join. And अभी के लिए सब लोग ध्यान रखो, अभी ये meeting बंद हो जाएगी, तो you can rejoin on the same link again. Okay? We'll finish this video at least today. Flog.
Excuse me, ma'am. There will be class every day. The class will be
The 8 o'clock class?
of 8 p.m.
Yes. So everybody should join the maths class.
Will be
Okay. That is what sir said?
To
Did
join every day the max class. It
okay.
will be every day.
Very good. So you should all join, okay? And do as sir says. It will help you all a
Yes.
lot. Okay. Okay, now we'll go ahead. Whose turn is it? Now it is after Aparajita Harshal's turn.
Given 50 lashes of the
Yes,
whip.
ma'am.
Read.
Another added, that's not enough. He should be put in jail without food and water.
Read it. Read it, Harshal.
Yes, ma'am. Other added.
Another,
That's
not other,
enough.
another.
He should be
Wait. One nobleman said, and then
That's
another added. The next one. So you don't say other added. Another.
double married. That's not enough. He should be put in jail without food and water.
Oh, so one said he should be flogged, beaten hard. The other one said that he should be put in jail without food and water. So don't, bhuka pyasa rakho usko. He should be put in jail. Next now, after Harshal, Utkarsh's turn.
Slowly,
you read.
the agitated Meene, disturbed courtiers, began to cry out, "Whip him!"
Okay.
Slowly, the agitated Meene, disturbed courtiers, began to cry out, "Whip him!"
Okay, read this. Read this, Utkarsh.
Slowly, the agitated meaning disturbed countries began to
Countries.
cry, whip him.
Whip him, whip him. They said, एक ने बोला he should be flogged. The other one said he should be put in jail without food and water. Slowly the agitated. अब agitated का meaning क्या होता है? Agitated. What does agitated mean? यहीं पे दिया हुआ है. बताओ उत्कर्ष. Wait, everybody. Let Utkarsh answer. What does agitated
मैम किसी को मैम कुछ बोलना मैम उसे
नहीं इधर से ही बताओ इस सेंटेंस से ही मेरे को बताओ कि एजिटेटेड का मीनिंग क्या है इन इंग्लिश रीड इट अगेन
डिस्टर्ब
यस वेरी गुड बॉय डिस्टर्ब्ड सो एजिटेटेड मीन्स डिस्टर्ब्ड सो जो एजिटेटेड डिस्टर्ब्ड लोग थे एजिटेटेड मीन्स डिस्टर्ब्ड हु वाज डिस्टर्ब्ड द courtiers. What does courtier mean? Number 10, courtiers. I hope all of you are writing down all these words. People holding
People who are in the court.
holding different positions in the court. Somebody will be having some position in an emperor's court. Emperor. ये याद रखना word उत्कर्ष. Emperor's court. Okay.
यस मैम
हाँ. Courtiers. People holding courtiers. Countries नहीं है ये बच्चे. This is courtiers. Whip him. What does whip him mean? Whip. Whip means कोड़े मारो उसको. Okay? To whip with a belt. You whip with a belt. You can beat with a stick, with different things. But whipping is with a belt. Okay? Whip him, they said. Now, Himanshu, your
Yes.
turn. Good. Himanshu, your turn to read. आगे.
Beat him! Hang him!
अरे पढ़ते जाओ ये. हाँ.
Began
Beat
to cry
him.
out, "Whip him! Beat him! Hang him!
Beat him.
हाँ आगे.
Hang him.
Very good.
Cut off his offending hands!"
Cut off his offending hands.
So everybody is saying it with emotion. So how will you say it? Beat him up. Cut off his offending hands. Offending. What does offend mean? Offending hands. Offend. To offend somebody. Number 11. Offend. offend. What does offend mean? To make someone angry or upset. Someone upset or to make someone angry. Offending hands, तो उसके offending hands जिसने उसको एंग्री किया वो कौन से थे? वो hands थे जिसने उसकी मूंछ को खींचा था. ओके, हिमांशु, वी आर डूइंग अकबर एंड बी द स्टोरी. दिस इज अ स्टोरी about Akbar and Birbal, and Akbar has asked this question: what should be done to the person who pulls my mustache? Okay, तो उसके लिए all the courtiers are saying, beat him, flog him, put him in jail, let him starve. Okay, Himanshu, आगे पढ़ो.
Only Birbal was silent. He was even smiling a little.
Read this. Himanshu, read it.
Only Birbal was silent. He was even smiling a little.
So all the courtiers were saying this, that, but Birbal was silent and smiling a little. Now, why he was smiling, we'll get to know. Next is Yukti's, and this is what Yukti was telling us in the beginning only. So, Yukti's turn now.
On seeing Birbal silent and smiling, Akbar asked him what he had to say and what was his opinion.
Okay. Read.
On seeing Birbal silent and smiling, Akbar asked him what he had to say and what was his opinion.
Oh, so what does opinion mean?
Means मत बोलते ना.
What he thought about the
Yes.
subject. So, thoughts about any topic, any subject is an opinion. Okay, so opinion. मत बोलेंगे, पर इंग्लिश में अगर आ गया तो क्या करेंगे? We have to know the meanings in English. Opinion, to have some thoughts or ideas. We can just say ideas. Okay, so basically opinion is an idea. What his idea was.
Now I think what is your advice?
Advice is मशवरा. आप क्या उसको सलाह देते हो? Advice is सलाह. Opinion is आपका ख्याल क्या है उसके बारे में. Okay, that is idea. There is a slight difference between them. Okay, Himanshu?
Okay, ma'am.
Good. Okay. So, what was his opinion? आगे पढ़ो युक्ति. Read further.
Birbal replied that, in his opinion, O giver of peace to the world, the offender should be given his favorite sweetmeats.
Okay. So, what did he say?
Birbal replied that in his opinion, O giver of peace to the world, the offender should be given his favorite sweetmeat.
So what does it mean? Oh, giver of the peace of the world. Who is this? Whom is he calling this? So Birbal is paying his respects to the emperor, to Emperor Akbar, by calling him what? What is he calling?
Oh, giver.
Giver of peace to the world. Because he was such a nice person. So he said, giver of peace to the world. The offender
The offender should be given his favorite sweetmeat.
what does that mean?
Ma'am means the person who pulls your mustache should be given his favorite sweets.
Very nice. What should be given or should be given?
Should.
Then why did you say should? Should. L is silent. Could. Should. L is silent in both. You should remember how I have been saying this for how many years now. Still you make this mistake. Okay.
Sorry.
Never mind. Next, Aparajita, your turn.
Yes, ma'am.
Be given his favorite sweetmeats. On hearing Birbal's reply, the agitated courtiers asked Birbal if he was out of his mind.
Read.
Yes, ma'am. One hearing Birbal's
One है ये. One है ये.
on hearing Birbal's reply, the agitated courtiers
कितनी बार बताया? COURTs, court, IERS, ears. Courtiers.
courtiers asked Birbal if he was out of his mind.
Out of his mind का क्या मतलब होता है? बीरबल का जवाब सुन के agitated, the disturbed courtiers, what did they say? They asked Birbal if he was out of his mind. Out of mind क्या होता है?
Ma'am, can I tell?
Wait, after Aparajita, let us ask Utkarsh. Out of mind क्या होता है उत्कर्ष?
मैम दिमाग से बाहर.
दिमाग से बाहर का क्या मतलब होता है?
मैम आउट ऑफ माइंड तो यही लिखा है मैम.
दिमाग से बाहर नहीं. आउट ऑफ माइंड मीन्स मैड, पागल. कि पागल तो नहीं हो गए हो?
Are you foolish?
हाँ, not foolish actually. Out of mind, foolish or mad basically, or foolish also we can say. बेवकूफ. ओके, कि बेवकूफ तो नहीं हो गए हो, पागल तो नहीं हो गए हो. ये कैसी बात कर रहे हो कि उसको एक तो उसने मूंछ खींची और उसके बाद हम उसको स्वीट से. नेक्स्ट, आफ्टर अपराजिता, whose turn is it? Harshal hasn't joined back. Okay, so Utkarsh will read.
How could he suggest to give sweetmeats for such a grave, meaning serious offense, meaning crime?
Okay, read this. देखो इतनी ये वाली वीडियो है, इसमें सारे मीनिंग साथ साथ दिए हुए हैं of all words. Read. Utkarsh, read.
Offense,
Yes, ma'am.
meaning crime.
How could he suggest to give sweetmeats for such a grave, meaning serious offense, meaning crime?
So, what did they tell? What were they telling Birbal?
Could he suggest? मैम उन्होंने सोचा कि उन्होंने sweet means for such grave. मैम sweet means का मतलब क्या होता है?
Sweet meats mean sweets. Chocolates, sweets, toffees. मिठाई. How could he suggest? So the agitated courtiers were saying to Birbal कि how can you suggest? कैसे ऐसी बेहुदा बात कर सकते हो? For such a grave. Grave का क्या मीनिंग होता है? पढ़ो सेंटेंस and tell me. उत्कर्ष. Read and tell me.
And serious offense.
हाँ, what does serious offense mean?
मैम बहुत अधिक, मैम सीरियस जागृत व्यक्ति।
जागृत नहीं है, सीरियस ऑफेंस, बहुत गलत काम। ऑफेंस, ऑफेंडर, जिस जो कि बहुत बुरा काम किया है, किसी को बहुत परेशान करने वाला होता है, वो ऑफेंडर होता है। और ऑफेंस मतलब वो बुरा काम। बुरा काम कौन सा था? मूछ खींचना। ठीक है, सो
मैम किसकी,
ग्रेव। हाँ,
मैम मैम किसकी मूंछ खींची थी इसने?
राजा
मैम इस,
एम्परर, एम्परर की मूछ पे ही तो बात चल रही है। उसने क्वेश्चन क्या पूछा था कि मैं क्या क्या पनिशमेंट दूं उस इंसान को जो मेरी मूछ खींचेगा। तो सबने कहा ही
अच्छा
शुड बी फ्लॉग्ड, ये वो सब चीजें हुई। और फिर उसके बाद बीरबल स्माइल करते हुए उसने कहा उसको तो मिठाई देनी चाहिए। तो फिर सारे कोटियर्स हैरान हो गए कि अरे मिठाई कैसे दोगे ऐसे इंसान को जिसने इतना भयानक काम किया है, ग्रेव ऑफेंस, इतना सीरियस, इतना बुरा काम किया है कि राजा की मूंछ खींच ली है। ओके,
यस मैम।
नेक्स्ट हिमांशु, यू रीड आफ्टर दिस।
In reply to the posed question, Birbal smiled and explained, who would be so bold as to pull the emperor's mustache?
मस्टाश, मस्टाश, ये याद रखना है प्रोनाउंसिएशन। हाँ,
In reply to the posed question, Birbal smiled and explained who would be so bold as to pull the emperor mustache.
एम्परर्स मुस्टाश, बोलो, रिपीट इट आफ्टर मी, एम्परर्स मुस्टाश।
Emperor's mustache.
टाश,
Tash.
हाँ, emperor's mustache, वेरी गुड। इन रिप्लाई टू द पोज्ड क्वेश्चन, पोज्ड का क्या मतलब है? पोज्ड क्वेश्चन इज आस्क्ड क्वेश्चन। तो उससे क्या क्वेश्चन पूछा था हिमांशु सबने, बाकी कोटियर्स? व्हाट क्वेश्चन डिड दे आस्क? बीरबल, व्हाट क्वेश्चन डिड दे आस्क बीरबल? क्या पूछा था उसने उससे?
Who would be so bold as to pull the emperor's mustache?
नो, ये तो हु वुड बी सो बोल्ड टू पुल द एम्परर्स मुस्टाश, तो इसने आंसर दिया। वापस में उसने एक सवाल पूछा। उन्होंने कहा तुम ऐसा कैसे, हाउ कैन यू सजेस्ट, क्वेश्चन उनका था कि हाउ कैन यू सजेस्ट स्वीट मीट्स फॉर अ पर्सन हु हैज पुल्ड हिज मुस्टाश। तो उसके जवाब में वो कह रहा है मुझे ये बताओ कि कौन हो सकता है इतना बोल्ड जो एम्परर की मुस्टाश को खींचेगा। आगे पढ़ो।
Only his own grandson.
क्या
Only
बोल,
his, only his own grandson.
हाँ, कह रहे कौन हो सकता है, सिर्फ उसका उनका पोता ही उनकी मूछ खींच सकता है। राइट, समझे? नेक्स्ट।
यस मैम।
हाँ, नेक्स्ट युक्ति, योर टर्न।
When
हिमांशु,
Akbar-
डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड? अपराजिता, समझ आ रहा है ना?
Yes, ma'am.
Heard this, he burst out laughing because that was exactly what had happened that morning.
रीड युक्ति।
When Akbar heard this, he burst out laughing because that was exactly what had happened at that morning.
So actually he came very seriously just to see what the people would think, what his courtiers would think, पर वो फिर हंसने लगा क्योंकि वही हुआ था, सुबह उसके गोद में उसका पोता आया उनका और उन्होंने उनकी मूछें खींची थी। So you already knew the story, Yukti, right?
Yes, ma'am.
On another occasion, Akbar
Okay, so we'll stop. The class time is over. So on another occasion, the next story we will read in the next class. But for today, please learn all the mean words, their spellings, their meanings, their pronunciations, and try to make sentences of your own for all these words. Okay, that's the homework. Is it
मैम
okay? Yes?
मैम ये मैम वर्ड मैम थोड़े रह गए मैम, आप भेज दोगे व्हाट्सएप व्हाट्सएप
व्हाट्सएप
पे?
ग्रुप पे नहीं, मैं भेज रही हूँ। अभी हमने 416 तक किया है, लेट मी नोट इट डाउन। मैं व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप पे नहीं भेजूंगी। आई एम गिविंग यू द, ये रहा, ये गूगल क्लासरूम का ये कोड नोट डाउन करो। एल है ये,
यस
स्मॉल
मैम।
एल, L4N7QML।
कोड मैम करके।
हाँ, तो इस, ये वाला असाइन इसमें ज्वाइन कर लेना। इसी में ये जो मैंने लिखा हुआ है ये सारा उसमें आ जाएगा। और असाइनमेंट नंबर होगी 21 के बाद होनी चाहिए, आई थिंक 22 होगी। ये 22 असाइनमेंट बना दूंगी, असाइन कर दूंगी और फिर वो भेज दूंगी। ठीक है?
यस मैम जी।
असाइनमेंट, हाँ जी बोलो।
यस मैम। मैम मैं पूछ रहा, मैम आप टेंस भी पढ़ाते हो?
हाँ, आजकल टेंसेस मैं पढ़ा रही हूँ क्लास 7 में।
मैम जी वही टेंसेस
टेंसेस मैं क्लास 7 में करा रही हूँ। यू कैन जॉइन द लेवल 7 group also. That is also from 5 to 7, 5 to 6. I think I'll be taking them up tomorrow. That class is there tomorrow from 5 to 6. So you can join that class also if you want to learn more. Okay?
जैसे मैम, मैम कितने बजे से?
Same 5 to 6 tomorrow.
यस मैम।
Okay, I'll
Class
send you
code.
the. Huh?
Ma'am, class code.
Class code. You want to see? You haven't still joined, Himanshu? Galat baat. Himanshu? This is small l. L4N7QML. Small l. अच्छा, हिमांशु तो अब ज्वाइन कर रहा है क्लासेस आफ्टर सच ए लॉन्ग टाइम, दैट्स व्हाई। ओके युक्ति, यू शुड मेक सेंटेंसेस। अपराजिता, सब अपने अपने सेंटेंसेस बनाना इन वर्ड्स से और भेजना। द टेंसेस विल हेल्प इन दैट ऑल्सो, दैट्स राइट। ओके ओके देन